This is a product review for the QYO hydroponics grow station. Just to give you an idea of size, here's my hand. It's got, what is it, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, 12 little grow pods there. Basically it comes in pieces and you click it together, so you'll see the little arrow in the hole. Don't get any water in there. That goes through this piece, but it's pretty straightforward. You see where the arrow is. You have to put it in like that. I'll get to that in a minute, and there's a similar one for the lid. Now, we purchased this a while back. I ran already a crop through it technically, but I had to throw it out because I had ended up getting an aphid infestation because of those plants. So when I do this time it's going down in a separate room, and hopefully we won't have that problem. When we first got it, I did wash it out and rinse it just in case. You never know what's in there chemically for manufacturing. And so basically it's been rinsed and cleaned again since the aphid infestation, and we'll see how it goes. Special note when you're putting together the roof, whatever, the lid, I don't know what you want to call it. All those lights underneath shine down onto the plants, and when you first get it, I didn't know it until the plants were yellow, that there's a plastic film on top of this plastic shield. So be sure to remove that film so that it doesn't block the UV that the plants are supposed to be getting that makes them green. Underneath is where you plug it in. It's pretty straightforward. You just have a little hole, put the piece in, and then you run the cord through the groove so that it goes out the side. Let's just put this down. There, the cord is through the groove. Now it will come out nicely on the other side. I knocked a bunch of things out. Yay. But as you can see, they're easy to put back in. Alright, so this system comes with these little hydroponic foams that they recommend that you soak for at least 5 minutes in water before you plant your seeds in them. And typically they want you to, when you fill this system, to not use tap water because it throws off the nutrients that they add in. If there's any minerals or anything in your water, it throws off the nutrients that you add in for the plants to grow. So I use distilled water, and I soaked these in distilled water. And so you'll see this one's fresh, this one's new. However, and it just goes in there. These ones are being used a second time because they didn't get too badly damaged from the first run. But if they get to the point where they're unusable, then you just order a new set. Now, I would recommend putting the water into the system before you attach the top, just because it's awkward to carry when it's full. However, you can still do it. I did it. I moved it around even when it was full. But basically, you're going to add 3 liters of water and then your nutrients according to that. And you just read the nutrient label bottle for that one. And it's 5 mils per liter. So it's pretty straightforward. Plant food A and plant food B that comes with it. Here's the little cap with the measurement. Is it 5 mil? Might be mils. Yeah. And so you see, if you're going to do the full 3 liters, you fill the cap. And you do a full cap of A and a full cap of B. And they come with their own caps, so keep it separate. Don't use cap A for cap B. As you can see, the bottles have a pretty straightforward set of instructions on the back on how to mix them and prep them. They come empty with some rattly things in the bottom, and then you just add the distilled water to them, shake them, wait for it all to dissolve. It took a couple hours, actually, probably a day to dissolve. So I set those up ahead of time. All right. So there's a little warning when you're adding water, and read it. It says, please add water to tank carefully. Make sure the water you add is below the maximum water level. And this is your gauge. So you see the red line at the top, max, and the red line at the bottom, min. You want to be between there. I filled it to 3 liters right out the gate. It lasts about a week, maybe. There's 2 ways you can fill it. Here's the little nub. When you're adding to it later, you can do it this way. I have a little container that's easy to pour, and you can do it this way. And this, especially when you're topping it up, just use this little container. Or, what I'm going to do to start, because, hey, why not? I don't have a ton of things in here, is pop the lid off and just dump. Okay, let's get this lid off. Pops up. There we go. Fill it up. Be careful not to be crazy doing it. You don't want it to splash into the center area where all the electrical is. But I'm going to guess at the 3 liters mark here. Woohoo! Let's see now. There, as you can see, we're at the 3 liter mark. And so now I'm going to add my nutrients or my plant food. And then I'm going to turn on the pump and let it run for a bit just so it mixes. 15 mils, pour it in. Woohoo! All right, and then 15 mils of B. There we go. So I have moved it over to an outlet so I can plug it in and let the pump go. And just so you know, nothing will work unless you put the lid on. Woohoo! That says power. Okay, so at the top here you can see the power buttons. It's upside down because of how it's sitting. But I'm just going to turn it on regular power and let it do its thing here. Okay, here's a view of the buttons up top. So you got your power button. And then you just turn it to whichever you're growing, whether it's vegetables or flowers or fruit, because there's tomatoes are considered that. So, but I'm doing lettuce and parsley, so I'm keeping mine on veg. And this is an indicator that the pump is working. Woohoo! Everything looks good. Okay, so the water's been spinning around in there for quite a while. I'm going to put my little foamies in. I don't know if I'm going to use that because I don't have an extra one for it, so probably not. But now I just put the little covers over top after I've put the seeds in, and we're golden. Okay, so I'm going to put some seeds in. I got my seeds from a company called Awesome Seeds. I ordered them online. They're non-GMO, non-hybrid, but that's just me. I like to be that way, so you can do whatever you want for seeds. All right, so these are the types that I've chosen. I'm going to put about 4 seeds in each little hole here and then cover it up. Just a little FYI on these domes. If you don't think they gave you enough, look closer. They are really tight together and you'll have to just pick them apart. But they definitely give you enough. Oops, I actually think they give you a couple extra. But there, see? There you go. I just covered all the ones I have seeds in. These 2 I'm leaving empty. I'm going to plant them about a week or 2 down the road, or maybe even 3 once these guys are about half their size. And then I have another batch that's coming in a little bit later, just so I always have lettuce. That's about it. We're on day 5, and you can see all the little sprouties. I like to take off the lids once their leaves start to touch it or they start to rot.